Hello everyone, this is Deepthi. In the previous video of surface chemistry, I have discussed about mechanism of micelle formation and cleansing action of soap. In today's video, I am going to discuss about the preparation of colloids. That means how the colloid particles are prepared by dispersion and condensation method. And also, I am going to discuss about the purification of colloid. That means how the colloid particles are purified by removing the impurities from the colloidal solution is discussed in this video. Okay then, for more interesting chemistry videos, please subscribe to my channel. To get regular notification, click on the bell button. Okay then, let's start. Welcome to Light Up. Preparation of colloids. There are two methods to prepare colloids, that is the dispersion method and condensation method. The first one is the dispersion method and the second one is the condensation method. So what do you mean by this dispersion method and condensation method? So if the particle size is greater than 1000 nanometer, then the particles are splitted into small particles, that is colloidal particle, is called dispersion method. If the particle size is greater than 1000 nanometer, then it is converted into smaller particles, that is colloidal particles, ranges from 1 to 1000 nanometer, is called dispersion method. And next one is the condensation method. If the particle size are smaller, if the particle size are lesser than 1 nanometer, if it is lesser than 1 nanometer, then these particles are aggregated to form a colloidal particle. Is called condensation method. Here particles are aggregated, combined to form a colloidal particle, that is from 1 to 1000 nanometer. The size of the particle lies between 1 to 1000 nanometer, is called condensation method. Under this dispersion method and condensation method, there are different methods to prepare colloids. The first one is the chemical method. And the second one is physical method or Briggs arc method, or we can also call it as a physical method or electrical disintegration method. And the last one is the peptization. These are the three methods are used to prepare colloids. Let us take up the first method, that is chemical method. The first one is chemical method. In this chemical method, the colloidal solution can be prepared by chemical reaction. Here, the colloidal solution can be prepared by chemical reaction, leading to formation of a molecules by double decomposition. Here the reaction takes place is the double decomposition. We can get a colloidal sol, and by oxidation and also by reduction process, and the last one is by hydrolysis. By this method we can prepare this sol. Sol means colloidal solution. Let us take the first example. The first one is arsenic oxide combines with hydrogen sulfide to form arsenic sulfide with water. This is the sol what we have prepared. How this sol is prepared? It is prepared by the double decomposition method. Double decomposition means here the reactant, there are two reactants. There is the exchange of ions between the two reactants to form a sol is called double decomposition, exchange of ions between two reactants. Here arsenic combines with sulfur and here H combines with oxygen. Okay, this is the first reaction. By double decomposition, we have prepared the colloidal solution. So, colloidal salt. And the second one is sulfur dioxide with H2S. Here, hydrogen sulfide oxidized into sulfur. It oxidized into sulfur. Okay, so sulfur is a sol, colloidal salt. This is oxidation method. Here, the hydrogen combines with water and here the hydrogen sulfide is oxidized. So, oxidation means what? Loss of electrons, right? Loss of electron. Now, what is the oxidation state of sulfur here? It is -2 and here it is 0. The -2 is converted into 0 means here the loss of electrons. Here 2 electron has removed to form a 0. So, oxidation, the sulfur is converted into, hydrogen sulfide is converted into sulfur. This is the second method. And the next method is AuCl3 here converted into Au. Look at this, the oxidation state of Au here is +3. Here the oxidation state is +3 and here Au is 0. So, what it indicates? The +3 to 0. Here the reduction takes place. Reduction means addition of electrons. Here 3 electrons plus 3. 3 electrons are added to form a 0 oxidation state. So, reduction, addition of electrons. So, +3, so converted into 0 oxidation state. It is a reduction process. This is the third method. And the last method is here ferric chloride is combined with water, means hydrolysis to form ferric hydroxide salt. So, it is a colloidal salt. These are the 4 methods, that is a chemical method which is used to prepare the colloidal salt. That is double decomposition, oxidation, reduction and hydrolysis. These are the 4 methods. Here condensation method takes place. Here the condensation method takes place. Condensation means the smaller particles are combined to form a colloidal particle. The chemical method is a condensation method. Okay, it's a condensation method. Here smaller particles are combined to form a colloidal particle. Then let us move on to the second one, that is Briggs arc method. So, second one is the Briggs arc method or electrical disintegration or physical method. This one is the important Briggs arc method. This process involves dispersion as well as a condensation process. Both dispersion and condensation method takes place here. Dispersion and also condensation takes place. In this method, colloidal salts of metal can be prepared. So, colloidal salts of metals like gold, silver and platinum salt can be prepared by Briggs arc method. This is also an important point to be noted. So, which kind of metals can be prepared by Briggs arc method means it is gold, silver and platinum salt can be prepared by Briggs arc method. Let us look at this setup. Here there is an electrode and the 2 vessels I have taken. In the first vessel, in the inside, the first vessel contained water, dispersed medium, water and also the electrolyte, that is NaOH or KOH in the inside vessel. In the outer part of the vessel, I have taken the ice cubes. So, ice bath, and there are 2 electrodes and a battery. Now, if I want to prepare the gold salt, then the electrode used is gold. If I want to prepare a silver, then we have to use the silver electrode. Now, I have taken the gold electrode which is connected to the battery, high voltage battery, and the solution, the dispersed medium contain water with NaOH. Here what happens means, by applying the high voltage, the electric arc is stuck between, is produced between the two electrodes. When the electric arc is stuck between two electrodes, there will be rise in temperature. There is a rise in temperature. The temperature increases. As the temperature increases, the molecules, the particles which is present on the gold rod starts evaporating. The particles which is present on the gold rod, that is gold electrode, starts evaporating. Now it starts evaporating. This evaporation will be avoided by using ice at the outer chamber. This evaporation is avoided, and this evaporating metal is condensed, and condensed particles comes and settle at the bottom of the vessel, which we call this particle as a sol, that is a gold sol. This is how we prepare a sol from the Briggs arc method. Once again I will repeat. On applying the high voltage, there will be arc stuck between the two electrodes. Due to the presence of arc between two electrodes, there will be rise in temperature. The temperature increases. As the temperature increases, the particles which present on the electrode start evaporating. This evaporation is avoided by the ice present on the outer vessel, which condenses those vapor, and these particles comes and settle down. These particles settle down in the vessel, which we call it as a sol, that is colloidal sol, that is a gold sol. This is how we prepare the gold sol. This is what the second method. And let us move on to the third method, that is peptization. So next one is a peptization. So what is the meaning of this peptization? The process of converting of precipitate into colloidal solution is called peptization. The process of converting a precipitate into colloidal solution. So which method is this? So precipitate, that means a bigger molecule, is converted into colloidal particle. Therefore it shows a dispersion method. So it shows a dispersion method here. How this precipitate is converted into colloidal particles? Here the chemical used as a peptizing agent, it is nothing but an electrolyte. So peptizing agent is nothing but an electrolyte. It may be NaCl. Electrolytes means which contain a positive and negative charges. NaCl, potassium iodide, or AgNO3. These electrolytes are helpful for converting this precipitate into a colloidal solution. Okay, let me show an example. If I take a precipitate now, I am taking a precipitate AgI, silver iodide. Now I am adding an electrolyte. That is potassium iodide. I am adding an electrolyte potassium iodide. What happens now is this precipitate have tendency to attract the common ion from the electrolyte. Which one is the common ion here? That is iodine. So this iodine is attracted by AgI precipitate. Therefore it comes and absorbed on this surface. It forms a negative ion. This precipitate form negative ion. This helps to break the precipitate into colloid particles. Okay, this negative ion splits the precipitate into colloidal particles. This is how the peptization takes place. So one more example. That is, if I take a same precipitate, that is AgI as a precipitate, now I am adding an electrolyte, that is silver nitrate. I am adding electrolyte AgNO3, silver nitrate. Now, so which one is the common ion here? That is the silver, Ag. Therefore, Ag is adsorbed on this surface, on this precipitate, to form a positive ion and splits into a colloidal particle. This is called peptization, the process of converting a precipitate into colloidal solution. These are the two examples. Okay, these are the three methods used in the preparation of a colloid. The first one is the chemical method, second one is the Briggs arc, and third one is the peptization. Here the Briggs arc method is very important, and also the peptization. Then let us move on to the purification of the colloid. After preparing the colloid particle, the next step is the purification of a colloidal particle. Okay, next is the purification of colloidal solution. That means we are removing the impurities which is present in the colloidal solution. Is called purification of colloidal solution. What are the impurities are present in this colloidal solution? That is excess of electrolytes. Excess of electrolytes are present in the colloidal solution, which should be purified, which should be removed in the purification, and also other impurities. One more important point is these electrolytes. So electrolytes in minimum amount. So if the electrolytes are present in traces or in the minimum amount, which stabilizes the colloid particles. Electrolyte, if it present in the small amount or in the traces, it stabilizes the colloidal particles. But if the electrolytes are in excess amount, if it is excess amount, then it becomes unstable. That means it forms a precipitate, it becomes unstable. Therefore, the excess of electrolyte should be removed during the purification of colloidal solution. And also, some other impurities are present in the colloidal solution are removed by this purification. There are three methods in the purification of colloidal solution. The first one is the dialysis, and the second one is electrodialysis, and the third one is ultrafiltration. Let us see one by one. The first one is the dialysis. So first one is dialysis. I have drawn the figure here. I have taken the dialysing membrane, that is made up of by animal membrane or by parchment paper. So animal membrane means it is a bladder, pig bladder. You can take a pig bladder. Why we use this animal membrane or parchment paper means it has a pore size, very small pore size. It is made up of by animal membrane or parchment paper. So we call this as a dialyzer which contain a colloidal solution. I have taken this colloidal solution in a vessel which has a two opening. Here the water is flowing inside and here to the outside. In the dialysis, what happens means, what do you mean by this dialysis? So dialysis means it is a process of removing. It is a process of removing a dissolved substance from a colloidal solution by diffusion through a suitable membrane, is called dialysis. It is a process of removing a dissolved substance from the colloidal salt by diffusion through a suitable membrane. Is called dialysis. Here the colloidal particles cannot pass through the animal membrane because the colloidal particles size are bigger than other impurities. The other impurities which can move through the parchment paper, that is dialyzing membrane, into the water. Look at this. This is the crystalloid. So crystalloid is nothing but a true solution are passing through the membrane into the water, into the vessel. So this green color what I have indicated are passing through the suitable membrane. Here when I pass the water, all the crystalloids are travel towards the outlet. Here water and colloidal particles are removed. This dialysis process is a slow process. It is a very slow process. It is a slow process. This is how the colloidal particles are purified. The impurities are removed and all the colloidal particles are inside this dialyzer. We call it as a dialyzer. This dialyzer. And the next method is electrodialysis. Here the dialysis is a slow process. To make this dialysis fast, we use electric field, which we call it as electrodialysis. What we add is, we add a two electrode which contains positive and negative charge, that is anode and cathode. It is connected to the battery. By adding this electrode, the process will be faster. And this electrodialysis is mainly used for the colloidal solution which contains maximum impurity of electrolytes or maximum electrolytes as impurities. If the colloidal solution contains maximum electrolytes, then it can be easily removed by electrodialysis, because electrolytes contains positive and negative charges. By applying the electric field, by taking the electrode, that is anode and cathode, if impurities contains positive and negative charge, is easily attracted towards cathode and anode. Here the positive charge are attracted towards the cathode and the negative charge are attracted towards the anode. And this process is a very fast process. In this process, we can easily remove the electrolytes. Okay, these are two methods: dialysis and electrodialysis. Dialysis is a slow process and electrodialysis is a fast process due to the presence of electric field. And the next one is ultrafiltration. So next, third one is ultrafiltration method. Ultrafiltration. So ultrafiltration, it is a special type of a filtration. It is used to separate the colloidal salt from the impurities. Okay, it is a special type of filter paper is prepared. Colloidal particles or colloidal solution can pass through the normal filter paper, right? So we cannot use normal filter paper for the filtration of a colloidal solution. So we use a special filtration, that is ultrafiltration. How to prepare this ultrafiltration paper? Let us take a normal filter paper. By using normal filter paper, let's take a normal filter paper. In the normal filter paper, the pore size are very big. Therefore, the colloidal particles can pass through these pores. So we cannot use the normal filter paper. Now, let us take this normal filter paper and soak in the solution, that is the collodion solution. Soak in the solution, that is collodion solution. Important that one is, what do you mean by this collodion solution? Collodion solution is nothing but that is 4% solution of nitrocellulose. Nitrocellulose in a mixture of alcohol and ether is called colloidal solution. It is a 4% solution of nitrocellulose in a mixture of what? Alcohol and ether is called colloidal solution. Now we have to soak this normal filter paper in this solution. Now if I soak this normal filter paper and this solution, what happens means the pore size decreases. The pore size of the normal filter paper reduces. It becomes small. That means the particle here sits on the pores and the pore size decreases. After that, the filter paper is sprayed by formaldehyde. So, formaldehyde. Why this formaldehyde is used means it is for hardening of filter paper. Hardening. We have to spray this formaldehyde on the filter paper. It is used for the hardening. And lastly, we have to dry this filter paper and the ultra filter paper is ready. Okay, this ultra filter paper is ready. After soaking the normal filter paper in the colloidal solution, the pore size reduces. Pore size depends upon the percentage of a solution. If I increase the percentage of solution to 5-6%, again the pore size will be decreases. As pore size becomes small and small. And then this ultra filter paper is used to separate a colloidal solution from impurities. This is what about ultrafiltration. So purification can be done by 3 methods: dialysis, electrodialysis and ultrafiltration method. This is all about today's video. That is the preparation of colloids and purification of colloids. If you have any doubts, please comment below. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.